everyone, thank you so much for joining my channel today. My name is Julie. If you're new here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to be advised when I post new content. And if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. So today I'm going to be just going through my Etsy orders. I've been lucky enough this weekend. I was really busy with orders and I have to just finish off a few. So I'm going to show you how I do my Etsy orders from start to finish, all the way to packaging my orders. I was actually planning on doing a different video today. I was going to do a how-to on sublimation. However, I am gifting something for Father's Day, and my husband sometimes will pop into my YouTube channel and look at my content, so I didn't want him to see what he's getting for Father's Day, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do another video probably next week, so look out for that. So to get started, I'm going to show you guys, I spoke about this in my last video, but I like to use Asana on, it's an application on my computer where I manage all of my orders, so let's go there. Alright guys, so this is Asana. If you want to check out their webpage, it's asana.com. It's totally free, so you can use this and download it. So what I do is I create myself a task. These are my tasks here on the left hand side. So you would hit the add button and click on task. I have all of my projects here on the left hand side. So essentially what I do is, oh, it's not going to let me do that. Okay. Essentially what I've done is I've created a whole bunch of projects. So a project for me would be something like a blanket, or if I'm doing a tooth pillow, or if I'm doing a t-shirt, or whatever the case is. So I would create a new, say I was doing a quilt blanket, I would create a project, and then my Etsy orders are obviously a high priority for me. So and then what I do is I just type in, for example, Etsy order, and then I would put like baptism quilt blanket, or whatever the case is, and then in the description I would add in whatever the personalization information is from my Etsy page, and then I just go ahead and click my due date. So I always make sure that whatever due date I put is prior to my dispatch date on my Etsy page. So just for example, I will delete that and I'll just open an actual order here. So this is a baptism quilt that I'm doing right now. She's indicated that she wants a white blanket, and then the personalization of the name, and then she wants blue thread. And a silver cross, and she indicated that it's needed by end of June, so I'm working on that today. So I'm just going to exit this, but once I am done, I can actually hit the mark complete button and then on to the next. So that's pretty much how I organize my orders and my time management. If you guys have any questions about this, please let me know in the comments below. Guys, so I've got my white quilt blanket here. I have these in pink and blue, gray, and yellow as well, but she has selected white. It's for baptism, so that's pretty common. So I've already actually hooped my blanket. I didn't want to get into all the details on how I hoop this, just because I actually don't. Some people have techniques. When I'm doing a t-shirt, for example, I'll fold it in half and iron it there. That way you can see the middle of your t-shirt. But with these quilt blankets, because they are, they're kind of unique. Each blanket has like these little circles quilted inside of the blanket. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to try to get a little bit closer. So you can see there's like a little circle here. So I always am eyeballing the way that I will hoop this, because sometimes the circle is not placed in the right area. So I use this corner line here as a guide. So I always just place my hoop at the end of my table here, and then I'll use this like corner tab here to make sure that I'm basically lining myself up with the center of my hoop. It's nothing complicated, it's just my preference of eyeballing it, and I've been doing this for a while. So but if you're new and you really want to make sure that you're like angling it properly, one tool that is really great is this ruler. It's called what is it? It's called the pineapple trim tool. It's like one of these creative grids that you can purchase for sewing, and I love this guy because it's got your 45-degree angle. So when I'm doing a blanket and I need to cut the corners or whatever the case is, this guy is amazing. So again, it's called Pineapple Trim Tool, and it is by Creative Grids. So I use this, so you can line up your corner of your blanket with this, and then you'd essentially line up your hoop to this line here, and it would be flush to the angle that you're looking for. As for the stabilizer, I use a sticky tearaway backing. So basically all I've done is I've taken a piece and cut it off. I stuck it. So when you cut this off, for those who are not familiar with sticky tearaway, I love this stuff, by the way. We cut it off, and then you will peel a layer of this off. And then I just stick it at the back of my blanket, and then I hoop right on top. So you don't even have to really worry about the stabilizer actually fitting the entire outline of your hoop, because it's sticky. So it's just going to stay there regardless, almost like it's floating. But this one is big enough. I'm using an 8x9 Mighty hoop for the blanket. And then I'm going to, the way that I've hooped it, so sorry, finish with the stabilizer. Stuck it to the back of the blanket, and like I said, it's just gonna stick there. But if you are using regular tearaway, that's okay too. But with those, you kind of have to almost make sure that you're floating it properly, or that you're hooping it so that it doesn't move around or shift. These blankets are pretty, for those who are familiar with these types of quilt blankets, they're quite stable already. They're not flexible or stretchy or anything like that, so they don't have much give to them. So some people actually will embroider on these without any stabilizer, which totally to your, up to you. But for me, I find I get a better stitch out if I put a little bit of stabilizer. So that's it for hooping and stabilizing. We'll be using a design that I already have with a cross, and it says God bless, and then it has the little baby's name. But the way that I'm doing the way that I've hooped my blanket is upside down. So I'm actually going to rotate my design in the software. So that way, when I'm hooping my blanket into the machine, the excess blanket is on the outside of the machine and not getting stuck inside at the back. So in order to do that, I have to put my design upside down. So it's going to be like this. Sorry, this is going to be the God bless up here with the cross and the name. But when you put it in the machine, it's going to be upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and change some of my threads because I'm missing the blue, I think. So yeah, here we go. And for those of you who don't already know, I have a Melco EMT16X. If any of you have questions about this machine, feel free to comment down below. I'm just going to show you guys the design. So this is the design here. As I mentioned to you, it is upside down. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the colors. Okay, so I've updated the thread on my design, so you can see it there with the silver and the blue. And I've changed the thread on my machine, so you can see the blue up there, and I've got the silver. So we are pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to stitch this out, and then I will start with the packaging. Hey guys. So we're all done. It's stitched out. So I'm just going to clean up a few threads that I saw were just bothering me a little bit. Tweezers. I use the Fiskar applique scissors. I think I mentioned that a few times. I think that's it. There's only 2 or so threads. So I'm going to go ahead and take my hoop off. Okay. The only thing that so I'm going to just show you guys the final product. It did go a little bit over here on the crease, but I think I'm going to leave it because, as I mentioned to you, I kind of eyeball things, but I feel like this looks nice with the round of the circle here. with the God bless. So I'm just gonna, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the tearaway. So it is the adhesive tearaway, so you just basically pull it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. So I'm just gonna grab my roller and just make sure you catch any of those loose threads. Okay. So this is what the back looks like, just so you can see. There's not really much to see, but there's really no loose threads there. Everything is clean and all of the tearaway has been ripped off. So now that is done, the next step is to package the order. So we're gonna head to my table. We will go ahead and fold the blanket. Now, when I fold a blanket, I always make sure to show obviously your design, because that's the first thing people want to see. Let's be real. So what I do is I'll take the blanket lengthwise, okay? Put it down. My design is in the corner over here. So I'll bring my blanket in, that, and you're gonna wanna just fold it in 3. Very easy. Now you're gonna wanna make sure that you can see your design at the end here. And then you're gonna flip your blanket and you're going to meet the ends both halfway. Now, depending on how big your packaging is, you may want to measure how big you want to go with your blanket. Usually people will want to make them as small as possible, right? Because you want to obviously save money on shipping, because shipping, especially here in Canada, is ridiculous if you all don't know. I will be making a video on shipping, by the way. I know I've got a lot of Canadian small business owners asking about what I do for shipping, and to be honest, I still have a lot of research to do myself, because I don't know that I'm tapping into all the resources out there that maybe are available. So I'm gonna do a little bit of research and then maybe do a video on that. Okay, so I've been playing around a little bit with this and I'm not really getting, okay, sorry. So here we are, we folded both ends, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the end that does not have the design and you're gonna tuck it in. And you're gonna tuck this in as tightly as you possibly can. There's a lot of manipulation with this, so don't feel like you're doing it wrong when you're playing around with it. It takes time to get the hang of it. Alright, and there's your finished product. So you have a nice folded blanket, it's nicely tucked in, you can see the design in the corner. In my case, you probably don't see, I'll show you a little bit closer, there it is. Design, and the blanket is nicely tucked in. There you go, there you have it. Alright, so next step for me, just put my blankets in a clear bag. I know my blanks come in a cellophane, so you can always reuse that. Personally, I don't like to. I feel like it makes it look reused and crunchy and not professional looking. I don't know. Personally, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that, you know, if you use it that it doesn't look good or anything. It's just, I would prefer to use something new. I just think it makes it look cleaner. So, next step for me, I'm going to go ahead and use a string right here. It's, ooh, I don't even remember what this is. I bought it so long ago. It's just like a glossy string. Anyways, nothing fancy. And then I will cut this. And then what I like to do is I will take the sides as the design, flip it over, and then cross your strings, so, and then come back, flip it back, and come back around. And I just make a little knot, and that keeps my blanket nice and folded, and it's not going anywhere, even in the packaging. Okay, and then I have these little tags that I like to use. Thank you. They're basically like little thank you cards with my logo. They have a little eyelet in them. I don't know if you can see that at the top. So just stick the little thank you card in the string, that, and tie a little bow. I tend to try to put my logo as many places as possible. Again, it's brand visibility and marketing. You know, you want people to know your brand, you want them to know your logo. When they see it, they recognize it. So try to make sure that you put your logo and your business name as many places as you can, because after all, it is your product. So this is kind of what it looks like. I just did a little bow with my thank you. The other thing that I put is a thank you card, of course. However, I will put this on the exterior of the bag. No, I lied. Underneath. Other thing, I have a little thank you, sorry, not a thank you sticker, a logo sticker, and I just put that at the bottom corner of my bag. These are just cellophane Ziploc bags that you can buy on Amazon. If you're curious as to what size, I can put that down below or answer any questions you have. But I do have usually, that's my daughter running around upstairs. I do usually have really nice mailer boxes that fit perfectly for my blankets. I just ran out and they're coming in tomorrow, so I'm not going to be mailing this out till tomorrow morning anyways, so I'm not going to be able to show you guys that part, but they're basically, I can show you, they basically look like these that you fold, and I have these that fit perfectly for my blankets. So, and then I'll usually put a sticker on top here. We'll go again. So that's that. Slip my thank you card in there. Blanket goes in. And then just carefully, not too roughly or anything, I just try to push it down, take out the air. Ugh, my daughter's crying. I gotta go. So, hold on. Alright guys, so there we have it. It's in the plastic bag. It's nicely tucked, and you got a bit of logo. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in a mailer, and I'm going to print my mailing label. I just printed off of Etsy, and I shipped through Canada Post. And that's it for today. So again, any questions or comments, feel free to comment down below, or you can join our Facebook group. It is Canadian Embroidery Help and Supplies by Julietta Fiogo, and our community is really great with answering any questions you may have. Also, if you're interested in purchasing blankets like this, you can go to my website. It's bcblanks.com. As I mentioned before, I have the blankets available in white, and then I have them in white with the pink border, blue border, yellow, or gray border. So you can purchase them there. I am in Canada, so yeah, it's all in Canadian dollars. So yay. So again, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.